Hey, we're live. No, wait, I'm just kidding. No, this isn't. Well, it's not live, but it's
live on tape.
It's hey, it's Two Fat Drunks. Two Fat Drunks. It's your favorite fucking show.
JDV.
I'm Warpig, and I might not be the smartest guy on the internet.
You're definitely not the smartest guy. I'm the smartest guy.
So let's talk, man. Hey, it's fucking it's
Halloween,
it's Halloween, man.
Yeah, Halloween.
Do you realize the fantastic amounts of money that gets spent on Halloween in this country?
$1 billion.
Billion.
Oh.
That is a shit house of money.
And if you can judge the Halloween buying season by the comic book cons, which I think have all been up across the board, I think they'll move a lot more toys this year.
Yeah.
So if you are a horror movie guy,
aficionado, buff, enthusiast.
November 1st is the day you ought to clean up.
Right.
Save some money. All right, so anyway, we're about 17, 18 days away from Halloween as we record this. Mm-hmm. Our reanimated zombie pilot is going to show on YouTube, episode 1. The other 2 episodes are going to be on Kickstarter or GoFundMe or one of those things. So we're wrapping up that. I think after that we're going to do a found footage vampire movie, actually.
Vampires?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a straight ghost story. I thought vampires.
Ghost story.
Gay.
We already got that one in the can.
I'll roger that. Okay. So
anyway, so come back here on Halloween night and check out Reanimate. This episode, we're going to be talking about Halloween.
Halloween. The what do you want to call it? Reboot?
Well,
it's not a reboot, is it?
It is technically a sequel to Halloween 1, is what it is. It is billed as
a direct sequel.
It is Halloween 2, is what it is, essentially.
Okay.
It is a remake of not even a
remake. No, not Halloween.
Not even
because it's after.
No, but it is. Anyway, so we'll get into that. That comes out today, and we'll talk about John Carpenter's 1978 classic. So all things Halloween, 2 weeks before Halloween, coming up next on Two Fat Drunks.
On the show ever. Oh my God, it's awesome. I love it.
So now the reviews, the reviews coming out of the film festival for this Halloween 2 or whatever, the new Halloween that come out today, were good. And yet every review I've read by Rex Reed and a whole lot of everybody, and most of it is
mad.
Yeah, it's and part of that reason is, first of all, Jamie Lee Curtis has been in 3 or 4 other Halloween.
Yeah, quite a few.
Halloween 2, Halloween H2O,
and then Hollywood.
No,
Halloween 4. The season of the Michael Myers and the 2-0. And
anyway,
the Revenge of.
So we haven't seen it yet. It just came out today, so forgive us for that. I have a feeling I will feel a lot like the meh reviewers, and because for one thing, I guess one of the main points of the film is that it pretends that Halloween, the original Halloween 2 never happened, including the ones with all the other ones with Jamie Lee Curtis too. So
it's a canon reset?
Yeah, so it's a canon reset. Kind of what we want to happen with Star Wars.
That's a new phrase.
It's just pretending that we never crapped the bed.
Reset the canon.
On Revenge of the whatever.
Sith Lord guy with knobs.
Stupid. No, that was a good movie. And so the key element of that, why that is important, is that what is one of the major kind of Star Warsian tropes of Halloween is that Michael Myers' sister is
Jamie Lee Curtis. That was established in Halloween. It was the second one that established that.
It's actually established in NBC's TV version of Halloween.
Because they.
That's right. So Halloween becomes a giant hit. NBC wants it for their Halloween. So it's actually too short once they've cut out the little bit of violence that's actually in Halloween.
And
so John Carpenter is then hired to do 9 or 11 minutes. I can't remember, but about 10 minutes worth of extra footage, completely shot after the original Halloween had been done, in the can, released. And in that, I think, find out that Michael Myers is brother and sister with Laurie Strode.
Which explains why he's doing what he's doing. trying to complete the cycle. If you will.
I'm fairly sure that does happen, and in any event, it certainly happens in Halloween 2.
Oh yeah, that's the premise of the film.
Right.
I mean, that's just
So, but I think it actually does in Halloween 1 in the NBC TV version only. So if you want to get crazy meta about it.
NBC.
But anyway, for 40 years, the assumption has been that Michael Myers has come back specifically to kill
his sister.
Laurie Strode.
However,
so this movie, not remake, whatever the hell you want to call it,
canon
canon reboot, says, no, that's not true. And yet, apparently, Jamie Lee Curtis's character prepares for Michael Myers coming to get her by owning a bunch of guns.
She's a prepper, right?
She's like a prepper or something like that.
She's a prepper survivalist,
So,
right?
but what I would say is that right off the bat, that goes against you saying that they're not brother and sister, because why would she worry any more than any of the other hundreds of teenagers from 1978 that survived?
Because that's sort of
there's a whole high school full of hot girls, right, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
Squeeze her jugs.
She wants it.
It's a big school. I mean,
No,
it's not like a little 40-person school. It's a fairly big suburban school.
To assume that he'd come back after you,
just after her, right?
But she implies that her very behavior implies a relationship,
right? So in other words, they kneecap themselves right from the get-go by, oh, well, why are you doing that? Okay, I can kind of see that, but why she's prepping then? That makes no sense.
Because they're infected in their minds.
They're infected
their own minds
with
that idea.
Right?
They couldn't let it go.
That's a bad. But see, if they, in a way, I guess if they don't do that, it aren't really what you're doing is just remaking Halloween H2O.
I guess
because that's a very similar plot line, isn't it?
Where
she's a badass and
right.
Come on, Michael, let's go.
And it's like, jeez. I mean, look. Now I will say this. I appreciate the pro-gun aspect of this film. I like that idea. That what does she decide to do? I'm going to collect the fucking arsenal, and when the prick comes around, I'm going to ventilate him. However, that being said, yeah, it seems kind of, I don't know.
Well, you can see her having a shotgun or a pistol, but not becoming...
like a M60?
Not becoming Linda Hamilton from Terminator 2.
Right, doing pull-ups with a...
Yeah, because 40 years passes between 78 and 2018.
You think you would have let it go at some point?
So,
I mean, look, trauma's trauma, but come on,
and
buddy.
also Michael Myers is now.
Christ, he would be in his 60s because he was well older than her in Halloween.
He had to have been a teenager or in his 20s as the Shape.
Because that was supposed to be in the 60s when he was 6, right? It was like Halloween night.
So that's what's funny when you watch the NBC version, which you can see on YouTube.
Check it out.
As they darken up Donald Pleasance's beard, kind of give a turtleneck, try to make him look like a young hippie kind of thing.
Yeah, dude, I love Donald Pleasance.
Of course. So anyway, we were talking about that and how we do have some interest in seeing Halloween. It's supposed to be a big hit. They're saying $70
It's going to be
million.
huge because horror can't miss.
Sorry, no, yeah.
Sorry, big budget horror. Even like The Nun, which really wasn't that good, it still fucking made a shit ton of money.
There's no Marvel movie out right now. There's nothing really else to take away.
Yeah,
from
like what, rom-coms or what? Yeah, there's nothing. There's no genre flicks. There's no good sci-fi. There is
sci-fi
only horror. Sci-fi. What sci-fi?
What's
the last big budget sci-fi movie you think of?
If you take out Marvel, because
you kind of do because that's Marvel really not sci-fi.
But it is. Sure it is. Almost every element of Marvel movies is sci-fi.
But
Iron Man alone is sci-fi. Thanos, all of that
might be
technology.
the subject of a show because that is a very clear delineation between.
Just excerpting it.
All right, let's not get
that's like trying to push Star Trek or Star Wars on a sci-fi.
No. Those are sci-fi for sure, but they're not. Okay, here's what fucks it up as sci-fi. Just as a quick aside.
Totally getting off the point.
Here's what sets it apart as sci-fi. There's fucking magic in it, and it's like that's not really sci-fi.
There's magic in Star Wars.
You can make an argument that it's not magic. You could say it's psionics and roll D20, but you see what I'm saying though? That's
he astral projects himself.
Okay,
across
but
the
he's
galaxy.
not fucking Thor. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's
Thor
not the Hulk.
Yeah, they don't really explain Thor.
Right.
Hulk is more explained than Thor.
But so that's why it's not really. It's comics. I mean, it's
all right.
really.
So anyway,
sci-fi.
Halloween's gonna be a big hit.
Giant, yeah. It's projected $60-80 million.
Right. Well, yeah.
It'll be huge because it's Halloween. Why wouldn't you go see it?
However, you don't have any of that without Carpenter's original masterpiece. And one of the things we were talking about is Halloween as great as we remember it, or is it just it's really an amazing film for the money they had and the filmmakers who were involved because they were all so young and inexperienced and they had such little budget, and almost all of those people went on to have giant careers. Everybody in that movie, even Pleasance, that became the role he was remembered for.
That was a big role for him.
You know, he ended up becoming best friends with John Carpenter. I mean, a whole bunch of really good synergy came out of it.
The fuck out of it.
Well, sure, but why not?
Well, why not? I mean,
he's a British actor.
Well, that's his Lecter, isn't it? I mean, after a fashion, it's his iconic character, Dr. Loomis.
So is it because we have such fond memories of it, and because there's so many positive things that came out of it, including everything that Carpenter did? I mean,
and Dean Cundey.
We don't have Jurassic Park. We don't have
what the fuck else?
Escape from New York. We don't have The Fall. We don't have a whole bunch of stuff if Halloween doesn't happen exactly the way it happened.
Right.
And one of the things we got to talking about is just how much went right on Halloween 1.
Yeah.
Like so much right. It is eerie.
Like lottery ticket type.
Yeah, like 20 people
every saving
who've
throw
never
hit.
made a movie other than Dark Star between them, and they make that movie
and really nailed
what
it.
Dean Cundey had just done Satan's Cheerleader.
Yeah, just total B movie
horrible
trash.
Movie. And if you look at it, the photography's not that great. I mean, there's
it's
nothing.
just standard photography, right?
You wouldn't think
nothing to suggest what was going to come out of that,
which is this really brilliant for the money. Looks like a big budget, CinemaScope, widescreen,
Panavision, right? The whole 9 yards.
Panavision,
kids.
The Panaglide Steadicam unit that they have was only the second or third movie that was ever used in.
Right, because didn't they just use that in The Shining? Was the first
Shining
film really
after, though.
to make? But they were shooting it at the time, I suspect. That's a good question, isn't it?
Because they had Garrett Brown. They actually had the Garrett Brown with his Steadicam for The Shining.
So wait a minute. Is The Shining the first film with Steadicam, or is Halloween?
No. There's a movie before Rocky that uses Steadicam, a really low budget Rocky.
Wow.
Then there's Rocky. Then I think it's Halloween.
Wow, that's interesting.
And what it is just they use Panavision's version of the Steadicam, and so Garrett Brown is not the operator of the camera. I don't know who he was. So Dean Cundey doesn't.
Yeah, but he set the shot. Anyway,
crazy fucking technical.
Sorry.
But it's a beautiful film. I mean, the whole the use of the lighting. I mean, they really nail how neighborhoods look during the nighttime.
Somehow in California.
Very hard to do, though, without having a giant lighting rig. I mean, one of the things that's cool about Halloween when you watch it now is there are lots of times when the screen is just black. Like, so a face might be in...
right.
But then everything will be dark. Like, the neighborhood looks dark except for the porches being
lit. And I got to tell you.
And that's scary.
I really like that.
Sure.
One of my biggest complaints about modern horror...
Now they would have a giant lighting rig and light the whole...
God, it's like it's
even
daylight.
Walking Dead. Yeah, even Walking Dead.
Like, guys!
Like, there's a thing in Fear the Walking Dead where characters are sitting by a bridge, and the whole bridge is lit like, a neon. So I'm like, where the fuck is that light coming from, man?
We got on a 5K. Shut up, sir.
Of course, the music from Halloween is arguably the best horror score ever written or that ever will be written.
Kind of, yeah. Because they really don't do that anymore,
You put that score on any other movie, and guess what? The movie got better. Even Psycho. You can...
Gosh, Psycho...
Psycho is pretty close to being...
Yeah.
But Psycho's also not a horror movie. It's a suspense thriller.
Yeah, because
there's nothing supernatural at all.
Because it's really a serial killer.
It's just a serial killer, yeah.
Right, and it's kind of a cat.
More
cat and mouse.
So that's an argument too. Is Halloween even a horror film, or is it a suspense thriller?
Okay, my opinion is that it is a horror film, and here's why. It's a horror film because of the nature of the villain. That Michael Myers, if Michael Myers had simply been a very cunning serial killer, then you could make that argument. But because he is this remorseless force of evil that is evidently bullet resistant, that takes it into a different realm.
And to be fair to the filmmakers, that's exactly how they envisioned the movie to start. And so, Carpenter in the making of Halloween, there's 2 or 3 making of. They're all good. Watch them.
Actually, they are pretty good, yeah.
They're very good. It's a surprising amount of behind-the-scenes footage, really, for such a small movie.
Happy to talk about it.
And Carpenter said he learned a lot from Donald Pleasance in the scene. So it's a scene where he blows Michael Myers off the back balcony,
yes.
and then he goes to look at his dead body, and the dead body's gone. Right, and so
it's crazy.
In the script, it just calls for Pleasance to be shocked at where the fuck is the body, and Pleasance says, "Well, I can do it another way where I knew it wasn't going to be there." And Carpenter was like, oh. And of course that's the take they end up using. And then they also create an ending. The very end of the movie is not the body gone or Pleasance, the evil's gone. It's actually just showing you
those
other places
cuts
of the neighborhood.
Yeah, the scene cuts.
So they indicate that not only is he alive, he's everywhere. Yeah, dude. So
and that's the beauty of those shadows, man. I mean, that's where it.
And that is why it is a horror film.
Yeah,
because he should. He got an eye gouge out. He got blasted at point blank range.
Stabbed, shot 4 or 5 times with 357. I mean, it's like he's coming back.
Yeah, and yet he's unharmed in the subsequent versions. Up. Oh, but of course there are no more subsequent versions because
Halloween erased them.
Right, and so all right. Well, let's talk about that real quick. Is that do you think that's a valid technique for this particular film? I say no goddamn way.
I don't like it because I think.
For one thing,
how do you make this movie without doing that though? How do you make this movie? Because you've already had what?
You have to. Well, that
you have 4 or 5 sequels. Some of which had Jamie Lee Curtis in them.
That or you just do. It's the third. It's the second reboot, so we'll reboot it again. So Rob Zombie had his chance,
right?
No one seemed to love it, so we're gonna reboot it again. Except this one time more like a traditional director like me, or just whatever, just somebody just shoots it, shot for shot remake or something.
Yeah,
it just updates instead of totally Valley Girl, it's like an all black cast or something like that. I mean, just redo it.
Yeah, but they didn't do that. They got Jamie Lee Curtis.
They're treating it as a sequel made 40 years after the original.
It is in effect Halloween 2.
Okay, so but answer the question: is Halloween a great film? Is it a 5-star movie?
Yes. Well, no, I'm not going to give it 5 stars.
All right.
You can't give it 5 stars.
No, I agree with you. But it is a great movie.
It is a great movie. And look, I'm going to give you my main reason why Halloween is a great film. It's Dean Cundey, dude. It's Dean Cundey. The fucking movie is shot beautifully. I mean,
yeah, but it could be shot like shit, and the music would still save it.
Yeah, but hang on, that scene when she's in that door frame and it's black behind her, and that light slowly comes up in his face. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to diss the music. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not going to diss the music. What I'm saying is that Dean Cundey, he takes it to another level, and that's what separates it from like Last House on the Left.
It may well be the most beautifully shot true independent film ever made.
Yeah,
it's that,
no, that's fair enough.
Or Escape from New York. I mean, another Dean Cundey movie.
But that came after.
Yeah.
Yeah. By
that time had a much bigger budget.
And Lee Van Cleef and Kurt Russell.
Yeah, but if you're just looking at the line, no, I agree with you. Technically, it is a very professional, modern job. Even at the time, more professional than Hollywood was making because they have all these Steadicam shots. They have a big crane shot.
They have Panavision.
Remember, at the time in '78, you're still coming out of this kind of late '60s ethic where a lot of handheld, a lot of location work, a lot of
right. But you know what's interesting is that Carpenter always, and I mean always
it's a lot more like Howard Hawks, right?
Howard Hawks, dude. He references Howard Hawks. He shoots
like
Howard Hawks. Yeah, and the movie benefits from that because it plays like the original The Thing, who of course he would go on to remake that wildly successfully. But yeah, so that is why Halloween stands apart. Like, no other movie does that. And that is...
Well, we were talking about how lucky it got.
Oh, God.
John Carpenter had never met Dean Cundey before that film. He met Dean Cundey through
Deborah Hill,
who had worked with him on Satan's Cheerleaders.
She was a script supervisor. Yeah.
Right. And so John Carpenter's dating Deborah Hill at the time. So, hey, why don't you meet my buddy Dean Cundey? He's a kid like us and blah, blah, blah.
What a connection.
They got Donald Pleasance because Donald Pleasance's daughter... was
She's
in
in
a
a rock band,
rock
right?
band and had seen Assault on Precinct 13 at a film festival or something,
Right.
and loved the music. So, Dad, you got to do this. So they added $20,000 more, and they got Pleasance to come in here. I don't even know why I'm doing this, except that my daughter likes.
So here I am for 5 days. Give me $25,000, you Yankee bastards.
They they got the film done and everything, but they didn't have any money left for prints. But one of the producers was owed a favor at MGM. We called MGM. We need 400 prints. When do you want them? By Friday. Great, pick them up. What? Really? I mean, everything that could go right
Went
right. The Mask.
They
One of the most famous masks of all time. Who plays the Shape?
Nick Castle.
Nick Castle
Yeah.
goes down to the
One of the writers.
makeup store or Halloween shop on
I will bet you
Hollywood Boulevard
I
or
will
whatever.
bet you any money that was the shop I bought that fucking horn helmet from.
It probably is.
It was that shop, dude.
He picks out one of the-
I just realized that. I went, oh my god! I think
He
I
picks
went
out
to
a clown
that
mask,
shop,
a Spock mask,
yeah.
and a
like
Kirk mask.
yeah, and then looks at all three and
Takes off the sideburns, opens up the eye hole, sprays it white. Scariest mask
the
of all
most
time.
terrifying mask of all time. Yeah,
That's dumb luck.
that's-
That's not him.
20. Wow,
It's not like Jim Cameron having a nightmare and then drawing the Terminator so perfectly that it actually gets him the money for
right
Terminator.
because
No, it's
he
not
was a
that.
technical drawer. Right?
No, it's just hey, this is the mask we found. How's that? Oh, okay, strap it on. Let's go.
How about that?
Seven
Wow.
different people played Michael Myers in that movie,
the scariest mask of all time.
including Deborah Hill, who was about this tall.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a good one.
She also plays young Michael. She's the hand in the beginning.
No
that does the
shit.
thing. So
That's good
yeah,
information.
Nick Castle is. Deborah Hill is. I mean, at some
But it
point,
doesn't matter because that mask.
But it doesn't.
the movie.
You never know. You never even occurs to you that it's not a 7-foot tall murder beast. That's
Nope.
how
Effective.
How effective that mask is with that lighting and the music. He wrote that music in 3 days. 3
Yeah.
days.
And
He wrote that music.
he's a great musician, dude. We saw him live. a
So,
couple of years
so
back.
that's
He's
the
badass.
that's
dude,
the interesting thing about that film is not only do you have the luck of
of the gods.
yeah, and you have Don Pleasance coming in
Zeus
there
is your father.
and being taking it so serious and all this other kind of thing.
And everybody just nailing
And
it.
everybody, Jamie Lee Curtis being great in her first movie role. She kind of sucked ass, but no, she was great.
And PJ Souls.
PJ Souls,
Yeah, right.
but Carpenter's obvious genius, his talent.
Yeah.
His just almost
And his-
supernatural ability, even at
His-
only one that really can outdo him is Spielberg for.
Well,
To me.
yeah. He was
But
the
Carpenter,
right.
in a way, is a more pure filmmaker because look, he did the music.
You know what?
I mean, he's his own John Williams,
Yeah, no, it's true.
and he's
It
as
really-
good
he
as
really
John
is.
Williams is in horror.
Yeah, because that's dude. The
That's how
Halloween
great
soundtrack.
Carpenter
That's
was.
how that's.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's an amazing film that I don't know if kids are scared by it anymore because it is slowly paced.
I'll bet you they are. You know, as it
But
happens,
nobody dies for what, an hour, right?
You know, as it happens, an aside.
Tell me a story.
There's a kid that came by the house the other day who had never seen The Thing.
This is tomorrow.
Oh Christ! And my daughter showed him, you know, John Carpenter's The Thing, and he was just like riveted, like, "Whoa, I've never seen this movie." And I'm like, it never occurred to me, but yeah, there's a whole. That movie is from what, 1981,
Something like that,
83?
yeah.
It's like
Maybe 82.
Christ, it's over 30 some odd years old. Of course they haven't seen it. They're from this century.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, but yeah, but that's so is Halloween still scary? I'm going to go yeah. For a kid, yeah. I think so.
For a 10-year-old, but not for an 18-year-old. Not for a 16-year-old.
I don't know.
I just think it's too dated. I just think yeah, totally. It's just too
yeah,
Valley
but
Girl. Now, the hairstyles aren't so bad. The costumes aren't so bad.
You know, it's fucked up. The costumes are not costumes. That's just what they want.
Yeah, that's just
to
what
the
they
set.
want. Yeah. But I mean, there's nothing that's so they're not wearing like parachute pants. Nobody
With something
breaks.
so obviously,
Yeah.
whoa, that's
Right.
jaded.
Nobody
you know,
break
dude.
dances. There's not a disco song. I mean, so
Electric Boogaloo.
there's Don't Fear the Reaper, but that song stands out.
That sounds badass anyway. Man.
But it is super slow.
But is that well? I mean, it's
It's all creeps in the first hour.
Not boring.
All of these kills come in like a 20, 25.
Yeah, they all happen right at the end. Just boom, boom, boom. Everybody dies.
And some of them you don't even see it right. It's just a reveal. Like the body will fall out of the cloud. Yeah. So,
although he chokes the fucking shit out of PJ Souls. And you get to see her tits. Jugs, show me your tits. Hey, lady, how about those tits?
The one other thing I guess we'll wrap it up is Halloween, of course, maybe more than any other movie in horror, had 100 ripoffs 3 seconds later.
Yeah.
I mean, for all the power of Psycho and its influence on other movie directors, honestly, there wasn't another movie like Psycho until Halloween. Right.
Yeah.
And then people tried to make Halloween because Carpenter made it look so easy. And really the only one that stands up to Halloween is the original Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Sean Cunningham. Yeah, and that one, was that not a contemporary, though?
Yeah, it came
when
out
did it come
later.
out? A year later. So that was a hot off the press.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. 1979 is the year for horror.
Of slashers.
Of all horror.
Because of Halloween, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, that's a big part of it, sure.
At least as far as
I
slashers
think
are
Salem's
concerned.
Lot got greenlit in part because of the success of Halloween.
That's interesting.
I think Friday the 13th definitely got greenlit.
Oh, yeah, at that point, like, screen light, anything with
I'll
slashers
tell you what
in
got
it.
greenlit is The Shining absolutely got greenlit.
Oh, that's right, because
That was
because otherwise they were all about Star Wars or anything sci-fi. And then Halloween blows up and like, okay, anything horror, it's cool with us.
So,
Like,
I mean, because Halloween until Blair Witch Project was the most successful film of all time.
independent film.
Of any film. It doesn't matter if it was studio or not. I mean, it made $80 million and cost $230 or $320, whatever. I mean,
That's a lot of shekels. Yeah, the proportional return on that. Yeah,
and not only
which
that,
why Blair Witch blew that out.
but
the proportional return.
the cost, you could sell a Michael Myers mask forever. You could sell Michael
Yeah.
Myers knives. You can make Halloween 2, 3, 4,
You're
5,
talking about merchandising. Oh,
6,
you're
7.
really-
How many Halloween
You're really up my
movies?
alley here.
How many Halloween movies are there? No,
Fuck, that's a good question. I
Including
thought
Rob Zombies.
they got to 5 when there were numbers, and then H2O.
H2O.
So that's 6.
And then this
And
one's
then this
7.
one, so it's
and
this
then 8,
one-
9, because we've got to count.
If you count Rob
You
Zombies.
have to. It's the same producers. So check out Reanimated if
Yes,
you're
please.
watching this in 2018.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, subscribe.
and-
Happy Halloween. Whoa, let me check the audio.
Ah, shit. We fucked. It's 2 seconds into the fucking thing, and you fucked up, but you fucked up already.
You fucked it up.
Be sure to visit evilgeniusentertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.